When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And yeah, man, after a long layoff, we're bringing it back. Pain in the Grass.
About time, BJ.
Oh, big show, man. 3 big days, Labor Day weekend, Friday the 2nd, all the way through Sunday the 4th. And Steve, you know it's a lineup, brother.
It's incredible. Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, and Bush are on Saturday. A bunch of other bands as well, including our friends Wide Only and the Wreckage are going to be a part of that. Always Naked's another great band as well. Some great local acts throughout the entire weekend. Sunday, you have Sammy Hagar and the Circle, George Thorogood, the Destroyers, Queensryche, the Glorious Sons. To me, that's worth the price of admission right there. And then Friday, we're kicking things off with Incubus and Sublime with Rome.
Yeah, and it really is. I mean, 3 big days. Plus, if you want a bonus day, we've got a kickoff party happening at the Moore Theater with the Pretty Reckless and Aaron Jones. And you got those tickets at one place, you know, Ticketmaster. And don't forget the BJ and Migs party. It is a limited party event. We have some tickets left, and you get to hang out with us during Pain in the Grass. That's a cool thing. You want more info? You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. Scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser. It is time for Beat Migs. And it's time to turn down for Julio Gulio. Charge down for what? Swing hammered on its way out to left field. Look at that. Julio going deep.
Did you go deep yesterday?
Don't know. I haven't checked the box score to know if he did.
I know that they did lose like 9-2 or something like that because I looked at the score just to see how bad it was, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah, let me see.
He got a hit. He did have a hit.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
sorry.
Great.
It looked like it was just a hit.
Looks like the boys of summer are already over there.
Yeah, sorry, man.
But you're going to lose a couple games in the summer. It's going to happen. Things turn around tonight.
They started so well in the summer.
I know. We've got to. They've got to figure this out. I mean, it's still not the All-Star break, but they have got to turn it on at some point. George Kirby's the one that's really kind of disappointed me, man. Yeah, he got hit hard yesterday again.
No.
Yeah.
Although I think you said, I know BJ sent it to the group chat, this sweet little thing that they're going to be doing with the Julio Rodriguez J-Rod show section.
What?
Yeah, they're doing like a special section on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You get a shirt and a ticket for $25.
Nice.
Yep.
It's that final, it's been a while since we had a section where you could get a T-shirt back in the old King Felix days.
Whoa, that's a cool shirt, too.
Yeah, and the J-Rod show does look good. You know what, the Julio Gulio thing, Steve, I don't think it's going, man. I think they're really sticking with J-Rod.
Yeah, it's now the J-Rod squad.
Oh, J-Rod squad. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, are we sticking with Julio Gulio?
He'll be Julio Gulio in my heart.
Okay, fair enough.
That's tonight you can get that shirt.
Oh, yeah, because it's Tuesday.
Hey, it's Tuesday.
I see what that. Boy, those Mariners are timely with their promotions.
I know.
It's like they're listening to us. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Jason in Maple Valley. Jason, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning,
Jason. Welcome to the show, buddy.
All right, Steve, get out of here.
Get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Jason will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jason, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
John Elway was inducted into the Football Hall of Fame in which mid-2000s year?
2005, 2006, 2007.
No. Who was the patriarch of the Hill family and the cartoon King of the Hill?
Frank?
No.
Henry?
No.
Pass.
What does the F stand for in the government agency FEMA?
Federal?
Yes. Arnold Palmer was famous for playing what sport?
Golf?
Yes. For medical equipment, what does the I stand for in an MRI?
Image?
No.
Pass.
Who is currently the richest billionaire on the planet?
The guy from Amazon, Bezos.
No.
Elon Musk.
Yes. Brussels is the capital of what European country?
Netherlands.
No.
Pass.
Who directed Blazing Saddles?
Pass.
A pescatarian is a person who doesn't eat meat but will eat what animal?
Fish.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 correct.
All right, well, that's a thing.
Yeah, and there might be a couple little back and forths on this one. I'm not 100%, so we'll have to kind of maybe suss this one out at the end here.
Oh, really? You think you're nitpicking yourself?
I might have to nitpick myself on it, but we'll see. I'm hoping that Steve dominates and it's not an issue, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you dominate.
Yeah, so hit those home runs or do whatever baseball thing that you can do there.
Okay, fine. Can I throw a wild pitch?
If you really want to, yes.
Extended? Nice.
That's the way to get runs.
Yeah, just don't bean me, please. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
John Elway was inducted into the Football Hall of Fame in which mid-2000s year?
2006.
No.
2005.
No.
2004.
Yes.
There we
Who was
go.
the patriarch of the Hill family and the cartoon King of the Hill?
Hank.
Yes. What does the F stand for in the government agency FEMA?
Fun.
No.
Federal.
Yes. Arnold Palmer was famous for playing what sport?
Golf.
Yes. For medical equipment, what does the I stand for in MRI?
Inspection.
No.
Intuition.
No.
Image.
No. Who is currently the richest billionaire on the planet?
Elon Musk.
Yes. Brussels is the capital of what European country?
Belgium.
Yes. Who directed Blazing Saddles?
Mel Brooks.
Yes.
I almost said Mel Blanc.
A pescatarian is a person who doesn't eat meat but will eat what animal?
Fish.
Yes.
They don't have any feelings.
Nicholas Kim Coppola is better known as what actor?
Nick Cage.
Yes. And Steve, you win 9-4.
Booyah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
That was almost the
Jason.
Orioles Mariners score there.
Yeah.
What does the I stand for?
See, that was one of the little nitpick things because you both said image and I said no because it's imaging.
Imaging.
Yes.
And that is a different word, unfortunately. And normally I
is.
would like to get on what Rev's back, but he's right. It is imaging.
So that, and then also, Jason said, I think he said, he said Henry? And it's like, is Henry a different word for Hank?
It is. Hank is short for Henry.
So that was, I wasn't sure, but I don't know if he's actually ever called Henry Hill on the show.
No, it's, I don't think so either.
So I couldn't give him both of those, but fortunately you still won 9-4
Bobby.
there, Steve.
And
So
his full name is just Hank.
there we go. Whew. All right. Yes, Steve, you are the best. Oh, we're getting a sing-along.
Oh, yeah.
And I do believe Hank Aaron's name was Henry. I think he was Henry
Yes.
Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
so that was the part of the problem
Yeah.
where I was like, I think it is, but I don't remember him ever being called Henry on King of the Hill.
And
That's the
sometimes
only
that's a thing.
That's the only reason why I knew that Hank was short for Henry because of Hank Aaron.
Yeah. Wow. So
And I still to this day, I'm like, I don't understand how that Henry became Hank.
Yeah, like,
It's just a strange shortening.
Yeah,
at least
you're
it's
right.
going down from 2 syllables to 1.
It's like Bill being short for William.
Yeah, how does that even work?
It's stupid. And I'm close to it. My dad's, his real name is William, but he goes by Bill.
Father-in-law, same thing.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that it literally is just a rhyming thing because there would be Will and then they would start kind of morphing. When it came to languages and stuff, they would go to Bill. Same
Then
with like
why wouldn't they
Richard.
have morphed from Bill to then Billiam?
There is that. That is a name.
Billiam?
Billiam.
Nice.
But I do believe William came before Bill.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely he did.
Yeah, so that's why they didn't go Billiam, Steve, because it was Billiam. Because
No, I'm saying like as the evolution happens, you start William, you
my
go
name
to
is
Will,
Billiam.
and then everyone's like, oh, you're Bill. So then it's like, okay, now let's make a Billiam. And you're right about Richard.
That's stupid.
And
yeah.
Like you said with Richard, I mean, it's short and it's Dick. And it's like,
why?
how the hell?
It's because Richard, Rich, Rick, and then,
Oh, look at Vicky, like Vicky was there.
I Googled it once because I was very fascinated because of the whole Margaret Peggy thing.
Wikipedia.
You're welcome.
I don't believe her.
When did we stop letting people do that? Because at some point we don't. It doesn't seem like that happens now. Like we've made all these shortenings, and everyone was all cool with it. Like we're all getting willy nilly with our nicknames. And now people aren't. Like if all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, short for Steven is, I don't know, Stepoli.
Stepoli is short for Steven, huh?
All right, Stepoli Miggs.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I'm Stepoli.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, are nicknames still a thing? Like, on the East Coast, everybody got a nickname, and it felt like, depending upon who you hung out with, they felt like a personal connection. That was my thing, is I feel like a personal connection with you if I give you your nickname that only you and I have.
I don't think all those nicknames our interns used to have. It's such a personal connection.
Like China
exactly.
Matt.
Mama's boy Troy.
Yep.
But I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's done it though, because there's a guy that calls my wife Kate. He's the only one that her name is Kathy, but he calls her Kate, and she does not have a problem with it because she likes the dude. He's a friend of ours, and it's something. I don't know if it's a Northeast thing where people just they sometimes give a nickname to a person, and I do that, and sometimes people look at me weird here in the Pacific Northwest.
No, I think people still, your nicknames are very interesting. That's probably why.
Well, the nicknames I have for you are just the way I get through work.
Yeah, I don't know any people that want to be called Slappy.
Yeah, but I mean,
Slappies.
Yeah, but I do have, like a lot of some people I meet, I don't give those horrible names, but I give them their own, maybe a version of their name, and sometimes they go, that's not my name.
Well, I think it just depends on the person that's given the nickname. Like, maybe, they would be okay with it if it's a certain, I think it's case by case. But I think nicknames still happen.
Oh, yeah. For a long time, I didn't know most of my uncles' names because they all had nicknames. So I had, my Uncle El Gato, which means cat. I had, El Mapache. There's just so many different animal nicknames. They're just random nicknames. Like, my dad's nickname was El Güero, which means blondie because he had blonde hair when he was a kid.
Wow.
But I didn't know most of my uncles' names because of that.
What's tiger in Spanish?
Tigre.
Tigre.
Really? That's your nickname? You don't give yourself a nickname.
I want to be Stigre.
Stigre! Yeah, see,
that's amazing.
We pick the nickname. You don't give yourself
too late.
a nickname.
I'm Stigre.
That sounds like a luchador name.
Hey, Stigre.
Dude, that's amazing.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not going to call you Stigre.
Well, the old job when I worked at that Spanish radio station, they all call me Senor Steve.
Senor Steve!
See, that to me is funny.
That.
That's it. I think that sounds great.
That became my username on MySpace back in the day.
Senor Steve.
It was MySpace / Senor Steve. And I'm sure for a lot of people, why are you calling yourself Senor Steve? I thought that was the greatest nickname.
That is a great nickname. I support that one.
Steve with a B.
A baseball announcer accidentally blurted out OS during the game. And understandably so. You're going to hear the audio at 7:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. During Saturday's game between the Phillies and Padres, announcers couldn't hold back their shock when pitcher Blake Snell threw a wild pitch at 97 miles per hour that struck Bryce Harper in the hand. And announcer Michael Bourne yelled, OS, as he saw Harper's helmet get knocked off.
And a pitch. Oh, up and hit him. Oh, my goodness. Bryce Harper gets hit up, and he's clutching his hand right now. I don't know how he got his hand in the way of that, but
excuse my language.
St. Louis.
I think a word might have slipped out there. When I seen that ball let loose, you could tell.
And Harper's in some real pain, and he's screaming right now, and he's yelling at Blake Snell.
Oh, man. I think because it hit his hand, but when he hit his hand, the helmet flew off.
Jeez. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and hand injuries are really tough in baseball, dude. You hurt that hand, and sometimes it is hard to come back from that, like for the rest of your career.
Yeah, it doesn't look
it's
happy,
hard.
and his hand's like shaking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Right. 97 off the hand, and you've got the bat, so your hand is like basically between the ball and the bat at that speed. Oh.
I love that.
Man.
I get it. The announcer just forgot that he was on the air for a second. He's like, oh, snap.
Yeah. And I think Michael used to play, so I bet he is just like, I know what it's like to get hit by a ball that fast and in the hand. Oh.
And it was a fracture on the hand.
Oh, man, dude. That's it. I mean, even if he comes back, I don't know how good he's going to be this season. Hand injuries are like one of the worst injuries you can get in baseball. They really, really are for position players. So... Ooh, and Bryce Harper's not a young dude anymore, so we'll see what happens with the guy.
Damn.
Wow. Whoa, I believe me, that's an OS moment. There's no doubt about that. Whoa.
Now, it's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So a baseball announcer could not hold back his shock and blurted out OS after a wild pitcher hit his player. Based on this, we want to know, what was that OS moment for you? When did you witness something shocking? And you're like, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What was that OS moment for you? When did you witness something shocking? Your calls, your texts after Lincoln Park on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. If you haven't heard this audio, it is pretty wild. You don't really hear this during a baseball game a whole lot, but during Saturday's game between the Phillies and Padres, Bryce Harper got hit by a 97-mile-an-hour fastball off the hand, and Michael Bourne, one of the announcers, just was like, "Oh-S!"
And the pitch. Oh, and hit him. Oh, my goodness. Bryce Harper gets hit up, and he's clutching his hand right now. I don't know how he got his hand in the way of that, but
excuse my language,
St. Louis.
I think a word might have slipped out there. When I seen that ball let loose, you could tell it was
Harper's in some real pain, and he's screaming right now, and he's yelling at Blake Snell.
I read that like Blake Snell felt terrible about it, and I'm sure. It wasn't like one of those things where he was trying to be a jerk.
Yeah, a guy like Bryce Harper, in baseball, in order to get a guy not to be so comfortable at the plate, you got to pitch him inside. They say you got to move his feet, which means, you got to get him to move out of that batter's box. And then it also sets up the outside pitches because they're like, oh my God, he's coming so far inside. And then you get him on the outside corner with a strike. I mean, there's a reason to do all that as opposed to, some of the things we've seen with the brawls where it looks like a guy's trying to hit a guy.
Right.
I mean, 97. I think Blake Snell probably does feel really horrible because he knows those wrist injuries are hard. Like, man, sometimes you think, man, I might have just ruined that guy's whole career.
And apparently, when Blake Snell was like, "Hey, are you okay?" or "I wasn't trying to do that," like Bryce Harper kind of yelled back, like obviously in pain, saying, "I know you weren't trying to do it." So at least he knows it wasn't like malicious.
Because it looks like he's going to go after yourself, but that's kind of cool that at least he's like, I know you didn't mean to do it. I'm still mad.
It still hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts real bad.
If you haven't seen it, by the way, if no one knows about John Boy, it's a dude on YouTube who takes a look at a lot of these things, and he's able to read their lips, and then he acts out the parts of what's being said, and it's some pretty cool stuff. Actually,
he needs to do this one then.
Yeah, he does. I would love to have him do the Mariners Angels brawl to see if he could get if he can read anybody's lips in that one. But he's on YouTube, just John. A lot of people already know about him, but if you don't, it is awesome to actually have some of the fights that you see between umpires and managers, and some of the stuff that's said is like, wow, it's the game within the game. It's pretty awesome.
Someone just texted in saying, this one's just in time for the 4th of July. My OS moment. I saw my buddy blow his pinky off with a firework.
Oh!
Yes, his nickname now is Pinky, and he has a great sense of humor about it.
Whoa!
Well, I mean,
I'd pass out. If I saw that happen in real life, I watch so much stuff on TV, but if I saw somebody's pinky get blown off in real life, I'm passing out.
I don't know if I would pass out. I never know when I'm going to pass out. So quite possibly I would.
I would bet. I'm betting on you. The odds are you will.
I know for a fact I would scream uncontrollably, though. Ah!
Yeah.
Where's your pinky?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh.
I do love that he has a good sense of humor about it, though. He's not mad at his buddies for calling him Pinky. Who was the first to say that nickname?
That would be me.
Yeah.
that would be me if I was his friend later on. After I woke up, of course.
How soon until after the event? Like, do you wait a week, a month, a year? When do you start calling the guy Pinky?
And the ambulance ride.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, we need to go get Pinky here fixed up.
Yeah. I think right off the especially if you know that Pinky's the kind of guy that does these things, and then it's not much of a shock. Yeah, I called like 5 minutes after. All right, Pinky, let's go.
And BJ, I will put a closure on your John Boy story. Apparently, you already did the Mariners brawl.
Oh, he did? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, a bunch of people have been texting in saying, "Yep, he already did it."
Oh, damn. Boy, he's quick.
He's fast, that John Boy.
He's really... Well, I got to go look that up. That is fantastic. Yeah. Oh, man.
So it's 15 minutes long, and it's awesome.
Oh, man. Now I have something to watch today. I'm very excited. So, anyway, what we're looking for is your, basically your OS moment. When did you witness something shocking? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
So it says, on a first date with a girl, we were driving to the theater, and on the freeway, that's when someone decided they needed to jump off the overpass in front of a semi.
Oh, no.
Oh!
We saw the whole thing. Date ended right there. We never went out again. LOL.
Yeah, that's just a bad memory associated with that person through
Yeah.
the fault of either of you or own.
But that could be like that moment that brings you together. You'll never forget that time.
I'm with Steve where it's like, but what if you're the one and that person ruined it all?
Mommy, Daddy, how did you guys meet? Well,
you know what I mean?
funny
Steve?
story.
We went to therapy together after witnessing something so horrific.
Right?
But what if this person never finds love, and as it turns out, that was the love of his life, but because they couldn't get over that, and he never could find that. Like, I wonder about stuff like that. The road not taken.
Dude, I remember one time when I worked at the old building that we used to be at, and somebody did just that in the building, the two twin Silver Tower buildings.
Yeah. The Met Park buildings.
Yeah, the other building, somebody did just that. They jumped, and it was like, I saw it in the corner of my eye, like a blur. And it was Kim Monroe, I think, was on the air at the time. She's like, "Did you just see what I just saw?" Because I was in the room, and I'm like, I think. And then we look, and it's like, the ground obviously has been dented in. And a few people from our station, I had like the offices where their desk was facing out the window, witnessed it, and they were just like, "Need the rest of the day off, please."
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's, wow. I mean, that's like back, the stories you hear back in New York City, the stock market people, the ad people, where people be jumping from buildings a lot because deals didn't work out. Oh. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Wondering about that OS moment for you. And Vicky, did you ever have an OS moment?
It's kind of like a two-parter, because the first part I didn't really see it, but I felt it. Like, I woke up in the middle of the night to our whole house shaking, thinking it was a dream, but then my roommate running down the stairs, and I'm yelling at him, "Is that real? Was this real?" And it was that moment where in Greenwood there was that explosion that took out a couple of buildings and all the windows and everything.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I lived like a mile away from there at that time.
Man.
And so I fell back asleep and then had to, for only like an hour. And then about an hour or two after it actually happened, that's my route to go to work at the time. And I got to see everything, all the glass everywhere, the fire trucks, all the cops, everything, the building just completely gone. And it was unbelievable. Like, I could not believe it had happened. And that's all I could say was OS. Like, what if this happens again?
And how about you're a mile away? We watch those movies where somebody's like near an exploding building and they just go flying in the air and they're okay. Whereas really, you would not be okay if you were that close to the building, since you heard it a mile away and it shook your house.
Hollywood lied to us.
They sure do.
Wait, they did?
They sure do. They lie to us all the time, Rev.
Dude, it's like, it wasn't, I didn't witness it. I just witnessed like the Facebook post this morning with the pictures, but it was kind of a similar thing. It was an OS thing. And Rev, we all know Destiny City Comics, our buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan HD, wrestler, also comic book store owner. He runs it. He put up a post apparently on Sunday night. A reckless driver's car caught on fire, so they pulled over in front of the building where Destiny City Comics is, also King's Books and Pure Vintage.
Oh, come on.
The car blew up, and it it burst the windows of King's Books and Pure Vintage. Thankfully, Destiny City Comics is okay, but dude, the pictures that he posted are insane.
yeah,
his car on
nuts.
fire and what it looked like after the explosion. So he put it up there just hoping that people could support Pure Vintage and King's Books, just like buy a gift card, do something, because obviously they're dealing with some damage and they got to be shut down for a second
Yeah, buy
because of
some
this.
gift cards or something for them. But yeah, that was a straight up barbecue there, man. It was crazy.
And that's in Tacoma. Right on St. Helens Street. That explosion is bonkers. I saw it this morning. I was like, OS.
Yeah, that man. How about if you're in those stores
And
when that happens?
Did you see the one where like you see the smoke just from like the skyline shot?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Wow. OS.
OS, yes, that's the whole idea. The lead singer of a popular band was at a bar and met an engaged couple that said they were using his music in their wedding. So what did he do? He got behind a piano at that bar and sang that song to them. It's pretty awesome. We got the audio. You're going to hear it at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Cold weather doesn't have to mean high bills. PSE is here to help you upgrade your home to be more energy efficient. Whether your home heating system needs a quick pick-me-up or you're feeling cool drafts around doors and windows, PSE offers rebates on efficient equipment that can help you lower your monthly bill. Visit pse.com/lower for tips on how to reduce your energy use and to learn more about PSE's energy efficiency rebates.